David, do you ever feel like a school week lasts as long as 3 seasons on a TV series?
Absolutely. And Monday is always the worst premiere episode in history.
Exactly. First thing on Monday morning, and everyone in class looks like life has been chasing them with deadlines even in their dreams.
I wasn't even fully awake before I was called to the board. It felt like opening my eyes only to find myself chosen as the first victim in a horror movie.
So, did you manage to save yourself?
Not at all. I stood there looking at the math problem like it was some alien code.
Then what?
Well, I just gave the teacher a soft smile.
Why smile? To beg for mercy?
When you're completely helpless, a smile is the final reflex of a polite citizen.
No wonder the teacher said, David, are you solving a problem or auditioning for a sitcom?
At least she remembered my name. One day, I fell asleep, and she stood watching me for a solid 3 minutes before asking gently, "Which class are you in?"
Oh, critical hit. That hurts worse than a breakup.
I've never broken up with anyone, so I wouldn't know.
Because you've never had a partner.
Shh, keep your voice down. This cafe has a major echo.
But seriously, this week has been exhausting. There is so much homework that my laptop has automatically entered prayer mode.
Mine was even worse. Yesterday, right in the middle of working, it gave me a low battery warning.
So, plug it in. What's the big deal?
The problem was, I couldn't find the charger anywhere in my room.
And then?
I looked at the laptop. The laptop looked at me, and we both slowly drifted into the void.
Sounds like an artistic and tragic ending.
The climax was that I'd been grinding for 3 hours but forgot to hit save.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Exactly. When the screen went pitch black, I felt my soul fade away with it.
If that were me, I would have cried a river.
I couldn't even cry.
Such inner strength?
No, I stood frozen for 5 minutes because my brain couldn't process the pain yet.
Makes sense.
But have you noticed? Adults always say, your school years are the best time of your life.
Right, everyone says that.
Where is the beauty in that? Sleeping less than 8 hours a week, and every morning is a race against time like an action movie.
Exactly. Every morning I wake up feeling like I'm competing in a 3-minute Olympic uniform wearing challenge.
I once brushed my teeth while putting on my shoes.
As for me, I'd be munching on bread while flying down the stairs.
And I specialize in texting I'm at the school gate when my feet have literally just touched the floor.
That's not lying. It's a survival skill.
Spot on. The art of buying time.
My mom nags me all the time. Why do you take so long to get ready?
So how do you explain it?
I don't take long. Time just hates me.
Sounds very philosophical.
Jokes aside, I actually spend 40 minutes just picking out an outfit for school.
It's just school. Do you really need such an elaborate outfit?
Of course. What if I run into my crush?
But there's no one at our school handsome enough to make you stand in front of your closet for 40 minutes.
True, there really isn't.
Then why bother with the effort?
Just to make myself feel happy, that's all.
Fair enough. I once spent 20 minutes just styling my hair.
To attract someone?
To prove to the mirror that I haven't surrendered to fate yet.
How did that turn out?
The wind outside blew away all my efforts in just 6 seconds.
Haha, nature always knows how to teach us a lesson in humility.
But don't you find it contradictory? At home, you look forward to going to school for fun, but once you're there, you just want to teleport straight back to bed.
Yes, especially that feeling during the first period of the morning,
The teacher says one sentence.
and our brain automatically displays subtitles. This feature is currently unavailable.
One day I made up my mind that I had to focus on the lecture.
And how long did it last?
Exactly 5 minutes. After that, I was busy wondering if penguins have knees.
Haha, that's not called being distracted. That's a journey to explore the natural world.
Sometimes I wish I were rich enough to hire someone to go to school for me.
Hire them to attend. And what if they take your exams for you too?
Even better, as long as the grades are enough to pass, I'm satisfied.
Such a simple and ambitious dream.
Well, our standards of happiness as students are pretty low anyway.
For example?
Days when the teachers forget to check the homework,
Oh, exactly.
or when you're just about to get called to the board and the bell rings.
That moment feels like divine salvation.
At that moment, I just want to stand up and belt out the national anthem,
Then why didn't you?
because I still want to graduate peacefully.
Wise choice.
But there's one thing I've been wondering about.
What's that?
Why do teachers always keep saying, "This problem is very easy"?
So true.
If it's so easy, why does the whole class look at each other in confusion like they just heard a national military code?
The other day, my English teacher also said, "This section is extremely simple."
And then,
After reading the prompt, I started doubting my reading comprehension skills in my own mother tongue.
what I fear most is the line, "I just need a little bit more of your time."
The teacher's little bit usually equals a whole new chapter or completely ruining our recess.
Exactly. The worldviews of adults and students seem to be in completely different time zones.
But on the other hand, school does have its own kind of fun.
Yeah, mostly because we have friends to joke around with.
Plus, some of the drama is just legendary.
Spot on. School is a high-quality series production studio, with each class having its own unique script.
Yesterday, something shocking happened in my class. One classmate accidentally sent a sparkling heart sticker to the class group chat.
Oh boy, a major diplomatic incident.
The whole group suddenly went quiet for exactly 3 seconds.
Then what?
After that, 20 accounts simultaneously zoomed in on the screenshot to inspect it.
Indeed, netizens never sleep.
They tried so hard to explain that they just slipped and sent it by mistake.
But of course, nobody believed them, right?
How could they? The heart even had sparkling and glowing effects.
At this rate, they might need to prepare to transfer schools immediately to avoid the embarrassment.
You're so harsh.
I'm just gently analyzing the reality.
But thinking about it, we really are sensitive at this age.
How so?
Just because someone accidentally looks at you twice, your brain already directs and stars in a long romantic drama.
And if they reply to your message after 3 minutes,
You start wondering, wait, what did I do wrong to make them hate me?
exactly, a student's brain is just as productive as a drama screenwriter.
A while back, my crush accidentally liked my story.
And did you already plan where the wedding would be held?
I even thought of names for our kids.
Even the speed of light has to bow to you.
But the next day, they texted to say it was an accidental click.
Now that is a painful plot twist to the core.
I was so embarrassed that I deleted the story in a heartbeat.
It's fine. Everyone has moments of delusion over pointless signals in life.
You sound harsh, but you hit the nail right on the head.
That's student life for you. Burying your head in formulas by day and staying up all night analyzing punctuation marks in texts.
And then the next morning, you still have to drag yourself out of bed early for school like nothing happened.
They call that limited beta version of adulthood.
David,
I'm listening.
if you could choose again, would you want to go back to Monday morning?
Absolutely not.
That was quick.
I haven't even recovered my energy yet. Why would I go back to suffer more?
But today is only Wednesday, you know.
Don't crush my fragile hope. I'm trying to stay positive here.
All right, at least we still have this coffee to help us push through.
And more importantly, we still have each other to complain to every day.
That sounds cheesy, like a friendship quote.
Not at all. This is exactly the survival guide for modern students.
David, I have a very serious question.
That sounds intense. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Who on earth invented what we call group projects?
My guess is it was someone who wanted to test the limits of human trust.
Exactly! I just went through a group project that felt like completing a survival training course.
How many members were in your group?
5 people.
And in reality, only 2 of you actually did the work, right?
How did you guess that so perfectly?
Because that is the constant law of the group project universe.
One member disappeared completely without a trace like a true ninja.
The invisible member type, a classic.
Another person only texts the word okay in every situation.
That type is actually the most worrying.
Why is that?
Because you'll never know if okay means they understood, did it, or are simply existing. But when it's time to submit, their name still appears prominently on the front page.
Exactly. And there's another type of member.
Let me guess, the 11th hour expert, right?
Exactly. And after days of silence, their first question is always, how far along is everyone?
Just hearing that makes my blood pressure rise.
The other day, I had to stay up until 2 a.m. to make the presentation slides.
2 a.m. is still early. I once stayed up until 3 a.m. just to align the fonts so they'd be consistent.
What kind of font takes that much time?
Just the default Times New Roman.
Are you kidding me? You spent 3 hours aligning that?
My brain was overloaded at that point. I just stared at the screen, analyzing each letter stroke like a true art critic.
Poor laptop.
Yeah, now whenever I open PowerPoint, the cooling fan starts roaring like a plane preparing for takeoff.
Mine is even worse. Every time I open a heavy file with many images, it automatically freezes to contemplate the meaning of life.
That's why I have a habit of hitting the save shortcut 5 times in a row.
To make sure the file is saved?
No, mostly just for peace of mind.
Group projects really are a high-stakes test for any relationship.
Many groups finish their project, and their friendship goes up in smoke too.
The other day, my group almost fell apart just because of an argument over the slide background color.
Was it really that serious?
One person insisted on using a fresh green,
Not a bad idea.
but someone else absolutely wanted a dreamy pastel pink.
Then what happened?
The whole group spent nearly an hour in intense debate like we were at a global summit.
So what color did you choose in the end?
Pure white.
A very neutral and humane ending.
But that wasn't even the scariest part.
Is there something even more terrifying?
Public speaking.
Ah, the nightmare called the classroom microphone.
I absolutely dread having to stand up and speak in front of the whole class.
Me too. Whenever I step onto the podium, my hands and feet go cold and my mouth feels as dry as a desert.
Once, I was speaking so smoothly, and then suddenly, my mind went completely blank.
How did you handle that situation?
I just stared blankly at the slide for 10 seconds like I was reading a proclamation in some ancient language.
And how did the audience react?
My close friends in the crowd nodded along like, hang in there, we're watching, but honestly, we have no idea what you're talking about either.
True camaraderie in the heat of exam season.
How about you? Did you ever have any hilariously awkward incidents?
Yes, I have. I once misread the phrase macroeconomics as dreamy duck economics right in front of the teacher.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
The whole class burst out laughing like they had just been told school was cancelled.
So, how did you get through that awkward moment?
I calmly took a bottle of water and took a very slow sip, as if absolutely nothing happened.
But calm on the outside, a raging storm on the inside, right?
Exactly. At that moment, I was quietly drafting an application to move my residency to another planet.
But you have to admit, when starting a group project, everyone says the nicest things.
Like what? Everyone, please feel free to give honest feedback, right?
Yes, it sounds so open and receptive.
But once someone actually gives feedback, their face immediately darkens like a storm is brewing.
The other day, I just gently edited a sentence to make it more concise.
And what kind of response did you get?
They sent me a massive DM explaining the deep, profound meaning of the original sentence.
It's clear that group projects don't help us gain academic knowledge.
Instead, they train us in emotional control and patience.
Spot on.
One day, while I was furiously typing up a group paper, my mom walked by and asked, "Are you studying, or are you preparing to sue someone?"
Because your typing sounded so violent.
No, because my face looked so full of murderous intent, like I was heading into a life or death battle.
I was once so frustrated that I turned on caps lock to type out a whole response in the group chat.
That's not just typing anymore. That is the scream of a deeply wounded soul.
But in all fairness, sometimes working in a group does have some fun moments.
Like when, for instance.
When all the members are self-disciplined and work hard.
That's about as rare as winning the lottery, my friend.
Or when the whole group is frantically chasing a tight deadline together.
Oh, that's true! Suddenly, at those times, team spirit rises to an extraordinary height.
A sort of alliance for ultimate survival.
The power of a deadline is truly a spiritual force you can't mess with.
During the day, everyone is so chill, saying, "I'll do it tomorrow, there's still time."
But the night before submission, you see everyone online with their green dots, like they're waiting in line for concert tickets.
What cracks me up the most are lines like, "I just started on my part."
When there are only 30 minutes left before the submission link closes.
And that's when files with legendary names begin to be born.
It really is an unwritten law among students.
The other day, I accidentally submitted an unedited draft of the slides.
Seriously? Was there any major mistake?
Right on the main slide, I left a note that read, "Look up some info and write something cool here."
Oh my God! Did the teacher see it?
He read it, and he looked at me with a sad gaze, as if he had just lost all faith in the future generation.
If that were me, I'd probably just want to turn into a cloud of smoke and vanish instantly.
I wanted to too, but the classroom was so air-conditioned and cold that the smoke couldn't even condense.
Haha, you always find a way to justify everything.
But in all honesty,
Yes?
those late nights staying up to do group work actually leave us with the best memories.
You mean when everyone is exhausted and just babbling nonsense because of sleep deprivation?
Exactly. When the brain runs completely out of energy, even the lamest joke can make the whole group roll on the floor laughing.
True. Once, I was so tired I mispronounced environment as slithering lips, and the whole group laughed for half an hour.
As for me, I once sat staring blankly at a ballpoint pen for 5 minutes, just trying to remember what it was actually used for.
When pushed beyond its limits, the brain automatically switches to maximum battery saver mode.
But the scariest part is still having to drag this exhausted body to school the next morning.
The moment the alarm goes off is truly a massive blow to your spirit.
Every single morning, I promise myself that I'll go to sleep early tonight.
And how does that turn out?
At 2 a.m., I find myself deeply engrossed in a video on how to manage time effectively.
That's not even the worst of it.
What about you?
I'd be lazily wrapped in my blanket while watching videos on how to live an active and positive life.
Sounds like you're very focused on personal development.
The funniest part is that in those videos, the main character always wakes up at 5 a.m. to go jogging and read books.
While at that exact hour, we are only just closing our eyes to sleep.
True, the lifestyles of successful people and deadline-chasing students are on two completely different ends of the spectrum.
But regardless, we always get our tasks done on time anyway.
Yeah, complaining about everything while our fingers are still flying across the keyboard.
Because if we don't do it, we'll just end up with bad grades, which is the most practical motivation.
David,
What is it?
do you think when we start working later in life, we'll still have to deal with teamwork like this?
Absolutely, and the pressure will likely be much greater.
Will we be more professional and less chaotic by then?
I doubt it. We'll probably just learn how to hide our chaos a bit more gracefully.
That answer is so realistic, it's almost brutal.
But anyway, let's let the future take care of itself.
Right.
At least for now, we still have each other to carry this pile of homework.
And we still have coffee to keep us awake.
Only when there's a looming deadline do we truly feel alive.
That conclusion sounds both deeply philosophical and highly concerning.
That's my signature style.